Every day, your kidneys are doing quiet, relentless work that most people never think about. They filter your blood, balance fluids, regulate minerals, help control blood pressure, and clear out the waste your body cannot keep. And the truth is, the damage that leads to kidney trouble often does not begin with something dramatic. It begins with habits. A drink with dinner, something sweet in the afternoon, a can you reach for every day because it feels normal. That is how kidney stress usually builds. Slowly, quietly, and consistently, until one day your labs change before you ever felt a warning. And when people think about kidney health, they usually focus on food. They think about salt, processed meat, protein powders, or maybe potassium. But, what many people miss is that drinks can be just as influential and in some cases even more dangerous because they slip under the radar. You do not chew them. You do not count them the same way. You do not always feel full from them. So it becomes very easy to pour extra sugar, sodium, caffeine, acids, and alcohol into the body without ever realizing how much extra work your kidneys are being asked to do. Tonight, I'm walking you through 5 popular drinks that can slowly push your kidneys in the wrong direction. Not because one glass ruins anything, but because repeated exposure changes blood pressure, blood sugar, hydration, inflammation, and mineral balance over time. And stay with me through drink number 5 because that one is the most misleading of the entire list. It's the one people buy thinking they are doing something healthy, while in some cases they are creating the exact kind of daily strain that kidneys hate. Before we start, please subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss simple evidence-based videos that protect your kidneys. And tell me in the comments which of these drinks shows up most often in your week. Because for many people, the problem is not just one bad choice. It is one small choice, repeated so often it turns into a kidney habit. If you are over 50, if you have high blood pressure, diabetes, swelling, kidney stones, or a rising creatinine, this video matters even more. Because what feels harmless when your kidneys are strong can become a completely different story once those filters are even a little less efficient. Let's start with how kidney damage from drinks actually happens. Your kidneys filter roughly 50 gallons of blood a day, and they do that through millions of tiny filtering units supplied by delicate blood vessels. Those vessels do not like chronically high blood sugar. They do not like persistently elevated blood pressure. They do not like dehydration, excess sodium, or repeated chemical and metabolic stress. So when a drink keeps pushing those same pathways again and again, the kidneys are not being poisoned in one moment. They are being worn down. That is the better way to think about it. And this is why the issue becomes more important with age, not less. As we get older, thirst signals can become less reliable. Many adults are already taking blood pressure medicine, diabetes medicine, water pills, or medications that shift fluid balance. Add to that a daily sugary drink, an energy drink, or regular alcohol, and the kidneys can end up navigating a much tighter margin than people realize. That is why 2 people can drink the same thing, yet one person shrugs it off while the other sees blood pressure rise, stones form, or kidney function slowly begin to slide. So let's get into the 5. Drink number 1. Dark soda, especially cola. If there is one drink that quietly shows up again and again in kidney conversations, it is cola, and not by accident. Soda brings together several problems in one can. It is often loaded with added sugar. It contributes nothing your kidneys actually need. And dark colas in particular contain phosphoric acid, which is used for flavor and preservation. Now, one cola at a party is not the point here. The point is routine. The lunchtime cola, the dinner cola, the 2-can-a-day habit that feels ordinary because it has been there for years. What makes soda so hard on the kidneys is not one single ingredient, but the combination of what it does to the body over time. High sugar intake pushes weight gain, insulin resistance, and blood sugar instability. Those are major pathways into diabetes, and diabetes is one of the leading causes of kidney disease. Soda also nudges blood pressure in the wrong direction when it becomes a regular part of the diet. And with cola, you add the extra concern that dark sodas have been associated with both kidney disease risk and kidney stone risk in people who drink them frequently. There is another practical issue people rarely talk about. Soda displaces water. Every cola you drink is often replacing the plain fluid your kidneys would have preferred. So the damage is not only what soda adds, but what healthier hydration it pushes out. If cola is part of your daily rhythm, the most useful step is not perfection. It is interruption. Cut the frequency first. Move it from daily to occasional. Replace one can with sparkling water, plain water over ice, or water with lemon. Your kidneys do not need a heroic gesture. They need a pattern shift. Drink number 2, sweet tea, lemonade, and other high-sugar easy sippers. These are the drinks people underestimate most, because they do not feel as obviously unhealthy as soda. Sweet tea can feel homemade. Lemonade can feel refreshing. Fruit punches and bottled tea drinks can feel light, but the kidneys do not grade drinks based on their image. They respond to what reaches the bloodstream. And if what keeps reaching the bloodstream is a stream of added sugar day after day, the kidneys end up dealing with the same metabolic consequences they would from many sodas, even if the label or the color looks friendlier. The slow harm here is very simple. But very real. Repeated sugar exposure drives higher glucose load, higher insulin demand, more inflammation, more weight gain, and often higher blood pressure over time. Once blood sugar stays elevated too often, the kidneys begin seeing more sugar spill into the urine, and the filtering system starts taking damage. That damage can be silent for years. So when someone tells me, "I don't drink soda, I only drink sweet tea," that is not the reassurance they think it is. From the kidney's perspective, sugary drinks still count as sugary drinks. And there is another trap here, especially for older adults: volume. People sip sweet tea for hours. They refill lemonade without thinking. These drinks go down fast because they are pleasant, cold, and familiar, so the total sugar burden can become much larger than people realize. If this is your drink, the better move is to keep the ritual and change the content. Brew unsweetened tea and add a slice of lemon. Dilute lemonade heavily and stop treating it like water. Or begin mixing sweet tea half and half with unsweetened until your taste buds stop expecting that much sweetness. Drink number 3, energy drinks. This is the drink category that worries me the most in people who are already tired, stressed, dehydrated, or taking multiple medications. Because energy drinks create the illusion of help while often adding several layers of stress at once. Many are packed with caffeine, added sugar, stimulatory compounds, and a long list of additives. So while they may temporarily make you feel more alert, that burst of better can hide the fact that your kidneys and cardiovascular system are being asked to do more, not less. The kidney problem with energy drinks is partly about dehydration and partly about load, and together that combination matters. Caffeine can increase fluid loss in some situations, especially when intake is high or when someone already drinks too little water. At the same time, many energy drinks deliver sugar, sodium, and additives your kidneys then have to process. Some reports have even linked heavy energy drink use with acute kidney injury. That does not mean one can equals immediate disaster. It means this category is not benign, and the margin gets smaller fast when a person is older, ill, or already has reduced kidney reserve. There is also a pattern issue here, and it is one of the biggest clues your body gives you. If you feel like you need an energy drink every afternoon, that usually means the problem is not a lack of stimulants. The problem is often poor sleep, inadequate hydration, blood sugar swings, too little protein earlier in the day, medication timing, or too much caffeine already. So instead of pouring a stimulant bomb onto fatigue, look upstream. A glass of water, a protein-containing snack, a short walk, or better sleep hygiene will help your kidneys far more than chasing alertness from a can. Drink number 4, alcohol. Alcohol is one of the most normalized kidney stressors in the world, because it is tied to relaxation, social routines, and habit. People think of the liver first, which makes sense, but the kidneys are very much involved too. Your kidneys help manage fluid balance, and alcohol interferes with that balance. It can dehydrate the body, change how well the kidneys filter, and over time contribute to higher blood pressure. And high blood pressure is one of the main engines that drives kidney damage forward. The danger rises when drinking becomes regular, heavy, or concentrated into binges, not just because of dehydration, but because alcohol can pull several damaging levers at once. Blood pressure goes up. Sleep quality worsens even when people think alcohol helps them sleep. Medications can interact with it. And if liver damage begins to develop, that adds even more strain to how the body manages blood flow and fluid regulation. Heavy drinking has been linked with a higher risk of kidney disease, and binge drinking can trigger sudden kidney stress that, in severe cases, becomes an acute injury. This is why moderation matters more than most people think, especially if you are over 65 or taking medicines for blood pressure, diabetes, swelling, or pain. For some people, the right amount is less than they assume. And for others, especially those with existing kidney disease, the conversation should be very individualized. If alcohol is daily for you, the first question is not, do I have to quit forever? The first question is, what is this doing to my blood pressure, sleep, hydration, and labs right now? That is the kidney-centered question that changes decisions. Drink number 5, the healthy-looking one: bottled fruit juice, juice cocktails, and oversized smoothies. This is the one I wanted you to stay for, because it catches a lot of smart people off guard. Not because fruit is bad. Fruit is not the problem. The problem is what happens when fruit gets concentrated, sweetened, bottled, oversized, and marketed like a health product. A glass of juice can deliver the sugar of multiple pieces of fruit without the same fullness you would get from actually eating them. And juice cocktails can make it even worse by adding more sugar on top of sugar. From the kidney's perspective, the issue is load and context. Many store-bought juices are far sweeter than people realize, and once the fiber is mostly gone, that sugar hits the system faster. That matters for blood sugar, body weight, insulin resistance, and long-term kidney protection. Then there is the kidney disease angle that almost nobody mentions. Some juices can also carry a meaningful potassium load. If your kidneys already struggle to regulate potassium, casually drinking large glasses of juice because it seems natural can become a very unhelpful habit. And smoothies can be even trickier, because they look wholesome while becoming extremely dense. A giant blended drink may contain several servings of fruit, sweetened yogurt, juice, nut butter, protein powder, and extras all in one cup. For a healthy athlete after hard exercise, that may be one thing. For a sedentary adult with high blood pressure, prediabetes, or stage 3 kidney disease, it may be far too much at once. The safer move is not to fear juice forever. It is to respect it. Smaller portions, no added sugar, and whole fruit more often than liquid fruit. Now, let me make one important distinction, because nuance matters here. The title of this video is strong, but the truth is still precise. These drinks do not usually destroy kidneys overnight. They slowly push the same risk pathways again and again. Blood pressure creeps up, blood sugar stays higher more often, weight increases, stones form, dehydration happens more frequently. Phosphorus, sodium, or potassium become harder to manage, and then the kidney numbers start changing. That is how most chronic kidney damage enters the picture, not through one emergency, but through repetition. And that repetition is exactly why these drinks are so powerful, because they are ordinary. Nobody panics about a daily beverage. People panic about chest pain. They panic about a hospital visit. They panic about a scary diagnosis. But a drink feels too small to matter, and yet small, repeated kidney stress is how the body gets nudged off course. If you fix the daily inputs early, you often prevent the later crisis. That is why beverage habits deserve more attention than they get. Let me tell you about a patient I'll call Robert, 68 years old, mild high blood pressure, borderline diabetes, and an eGFR that had started drifting down over 2 years. He was convinced he ate pretty well, and honestly, he did. But when we looked closely at his drinks, the picture changed. 2 colas, most afternoons, sweet tea with dinner, an energy drink on days he slept badly, orange juice in the morning because he thought it was the healthy choice. None of it felt extreme to him. It felt normal. That was the problem. We did not overhaul his entire life, and that is the part I want you to hear. We changed the drinks first. Cola became twice a week instead of twice a day. Sweet tea became mostly unsweetened tea over a month. The energy drink disappeared and was replaced with water, plus a mid-afternoon protein snack. Juice went from a large glass to a much smaller portion a few times a week, and whole fruit took its place most mornings. 3 months later, his home blood pressure readings were better. He had lost weight without trying very hard, and his labs had stopped moving in the wrong direction. That is not magic. And it is not a guarantee for everyone. It is just what often happens when you remove repeated kidney stressors. The kidneys finally stop getting hit from the same angle every day, and for many people, that is enough to stabilize a trend that had quietly started getting worse. So what should you drink instead? The simplest answer is still water, because water asks the least of your kidneys and supports the most kidney functions at once. It helps with hydration, waste clearance, and stone prevention. But I also know people want variety, and that is completely reasonable. unsweetened tea, water infused with fruit, sparkling water without added sugar, and in some cases, modest amounts of unsweetened juice can all fit far better than the drinks we covered tonight. The key is not perfection. The key is whether the drink is helping your kidneys or quietly adding to their workload. If you already have kidney disease, the next layer is mineral awareness, especially sodium, potassium, and phosphorus. That is where a drink that looks harmless can become a problem. Some bottled drinks and powders contain added phosphorus. Some juices and dairy-heavy drinks can push potassium higher than expected. Some hydration products are surprisingly high in sodium. So if you have been told to watch minerals, the label matters more than the marketing on the front of the bottle. Your kidneys respond to the chemistry, not the health claim. And here is a very practical rule I give people, because simple rules are easier to follow than perfect plans. If a drink is sweet enough to feel like a treat, caffeinated enough to feel like a jolt, salty enough to be marketed for recovery, or alcoholic enough to change how you feel, it deserves more respect than most people give it. That does not mean never. It means not daily by default. It means stop calling it hydration just because it is liquid. Hydration and kidney support are not always the same thing. When should you talk to your doctor about this? Sooner rather than later if you have diabetes, high blood pressure, swelling, a history of kidney stones, foamy urine, frequent nighttime urination, or a family history of kidney disease. And definitely if you have been told your creatinine is rising, your eGFR is falling, or your potassium is running high. Those are not the moments to guess. They are the moments to personalize the plan, because a drink that is merely unhelpful for one person can be much riskier for someone with stage 3 or stage 4 kidney disease. If you are over 60 and you have not had kidney labs checked recently, ask about them at your next visit. You want to know your creatinine, your eGFR, your urine albumin if appropriate, and your electrolytes. Without those numbers, people are often making beverage decisions in the dark. And if you are already restricting sodium, potassium, phosphorus, or fluids, your kidney dietitian is the right person to tell you what fits safely and what does not. General advice is useful. Individual numbers are better. So let me give you a simple action plan for tonight. Not next month. First, identify the one drink on this list you consume most automatically, the one you do not even think about anymore. Second, do not try to eliminate 5 drinks at once. Replace that one drink once a day for the next 7 days. Third, notice what changes: energy, swelling, thirst, sleep, blood pressure, bathroom trips overnight. Those small observations tell you more than people realize, and they make the habit change feel real, not theoretical. Then, once that first swap feels normal, move to the second one. This is how kidney-friendly habits actually stick, not through guilt, not through fear, through repetition in the healthier direction. If cola is your issue, cut frequency. If sweet tea is the issue, dilute it. If energy drinks are the issue, investigate the fatigue instead of masking it. If alcohol is the issue, create alcohol-free days every week. If juice is the issue, shrink the portion and bring back whole fruit. Small shifts, done consistently, beat dramatic promises every single time. And if you want the fastest kidney win of all, here it is. Stop treating every liquid as hydration. Water is hydration. Many of these other drinks are chemistry experiments your kidneys then have to manage. Some are occasional pleasures. Fine, but they should not be your default background intake. That one mindset change helps people more than almost anything else because it stops the slow drip of daily damage before it has years to add up. Everything in this video is educational information, not personal medical advice. If you have advanced kidney disease, heart failure, severe swelling, fluid restrictions, or you take medicines that affect potassium or blood pressure, check with your healthcare team before making major changes. The right drink plan is always shaped by your labs, your medications, and your stage of kidney function. If this video helped you, tell me in the comments which drink you're cutting back on first, and what you're replacing it with. I read every single one. And if you want the next video, I'll walk you through the 5 best drinks for protecting kidney function after 60, including one simple evening option most people completely overlook.